Hi everyone, this is Norman Kochnick here, sitting in my car after some pleasant day here in Australia, but horrible, I think terrible news and quite a shock, and I don't know what's happened with Ravichandran Ashwin retiring from Test cricket from all formats actually after some 14 years of cricket. I thought he had a lot more years to give. He is somebody who has had 14 years of glorious cricket. He's been an absolute wonder for so long, and his stats are amazing, and there aren't too many better. And he's finished in 537 wickets, but he probably had another couple of hundred left in him, if you ask me. I mean, to me, I would have thought that cricket. To me, cricket would be a loss without a man of that stature. And we've got Nathan Lyon at the moment on 532, but I don't think he can put himself in the same bracket as what Ashwin does or has done. I mean, he's just been amazing. I mean, Australia lost the third test here in Brisbane, a rather tame draw, even though there was a bit of excitement at the Australian second innings being 7 for 89, and then they threw India in the bat, none for 8. Bit of a fizzer, but significant because India were probably up against it most of the test, and to draw that is quite incredible when you think of the fact that they're going into Melbourne now 1-1. They certainly have a great chance of winning Melbourne, which means they could, if they win Melbourne, they win the series effectively, because even if Australia win in Sydney, it's a 2-2 draw, and hence will be they will hold or continue to hold the Porter Gavaskar Trophy, which is quite monumental, in fact, to be honest with you. Anyway, the fact is Travis Head was named man of the match, and I don't know whether there's any really significance. I mean, he did play very well, but the decision of Ashwin to not be in this, to give up cricket, well, to me, there must be a lot behind this. I don't know, is based on the fact that he wasn't selected in this test match. He was selected in the second test match, but not the first. Ashwin should get the farewell. Exactly, I agree. Arjun's made a comment here. Ashwin should get the farewell in Chennai and retire in his home. I think he deserves it. People like Dave Warner forced his way to make sure he got it in Sydney when he probably may well not have deserved to do so. But yeah, it's very interesting indeed. I would argue that if he wasn't really in this test, didn't have a chance to farewell the crowd or his home crowd. I think it's rather sad, and there must be I don't know, I don't quite know what the reasoning why he's done it. I want to find out more about it. I want to ask you that question. To me, I find this a bit amazing that he has in fact retired. So the word shock is the right word. I mean, let's be honest, it is a shock. I'm just trying to get some facts on this whole thing. I just don't know what to make of it. It's an emotional moment for Ashwin as he retires. Very emotional. He was one of the greatest of all time. There's no doubt about that, and he hasn't been able to get the send off that he deserves. As you would imagine, someone would, who has been around for that many tests, that many years, 14 years, 106 test matches. I'm just trying to pull up his record now as we speak. It's one of great consequence, really. They should announce in day and night test it will be joy. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think has he been told he's not going to be selected for the rest of the series? That Jadeja and Washington Sundar will be the ones that will be selected. Maybe he's been told that and didn't want to be several tests out before he announces it. As soon as he was told that, maybe he decided to go. I don't know. It's a hard one. It really is. I'm a bit perplexed with the way that they've done it, to be honest. I'm very perplexed. I think if you look at the squads that they've got floating around there, I think they're really, the second test squad, here it is. We'll get the Australian team, Indian squad. You see, even though, okay, Ravichandran Ashwin is in fact 38 years old. He just turned 38 in September. That could have been somewhat to do with it. He's played 106 tests. He's taken 537 wickets. He's in fact 7th on the list of overall test wicket takers. Nathan Lyon's in 8th on 532. In ODIs, he played 116 matches with 156 wickets. T20's only 65 for 72, probably less opponent there. But then again, look at his batting performance. In 106 tests, he scored 3,503 runs. He scored 6 centuries and 14 50s with a batting average of 25.75, which is nothing to be sneezed at, considering his bowling feats. He bowled some 37 5-wicket hauls and 8 10-wicket hauls and 25 4-wicket hauls. Quite incredible. So he's 537 wickets with a best of 7 for 59. His bowling average was 24, which is very commendable for a spinner. Yeah, so he's finished 7th on the list. This looks bad on Team India. It does a little bit. Ash deserves a better retirement. He does. Ashwin, Knight, manager, and I totally agree. I'm a bit disappointed. Plus, give information about travel, says injury and his availability. Well, it's this point. It doesn't look bad for Trevor said. Looks like he will be available. We know that Josh Hazelwood's definitely not playing. His calf muscle sends him out for both the 4th and 5th tests. So it's 1-1 after 3. Melbourne really, it's in India's ascendancy now, having got out of this test, to come back with a great deal of vengeance and actually win the 4th. Look like Australia 7 down on a pitch which, was pretty, it will be even better for them on the MCG. And Jadeja, they can't drop him again. Now, Ashwin's declared himself not available, so that puts Washington Sundar back into frame, or they may leave Reddy in there as well. I think Constance should play at the G. Yeah, he just scored the first half century in his first BBL match just the other night. So, yeah, for the Thunder, certainly. Please give information about Travis. As I just said, Travis Head, there's no reason to say he's not playing, except certainly Hazelwood is out. Yeah, Ravichandran Ashwin should have gone past, in my opinion, should have went past, really, and been the best Indian bowler. I mean, his record stands up quite Kumble, okay, certainly is worthy of attention, but I'd argue that, well, I don't know, I just think that, I would argue that realistically, let's have a look at home. Just trying to find. Okay, so there's quite a bit there. A goat retires. It's a very well put. Greatest of all time. He certainly is right up there with Kumble. He should have beaten Kumble. He a lot of test matches he wasn't selected, both in England and Australia. Even at home, he wasn't selected on a number of occasions. I don't quite understand. No Josh, no Head, so it's going to be 3-1. Oh, I mean, if Travis Head doesn't play the next 2 tests, Australia are in a box seat. And that means, again, they retain the Border Gavaskar Trophy. How amazing is that? Lyon will take more wickets than Ashwin. Of course he will have managed. He's going to play, all he has to do is get 5 more wickets. Yeah, Ashwin can with the bat. He scored 6 centuries and 40 50s. 6 centuries. There were plenty of test opening batters that didn't score that many centuries. Yeah, I would say he should have been a bowling all-rounder. Yeah, he must have been not liked by the hierarchy or by the team captaincy. I don't know. I think Rohit Sharma was on his side. I'm not sure whether he got along with Kohli then. You'd pick Boland and Constance with it. Well, Scott Boland's definitely, and Hazelwood's out. But as Travis Head goes, that's interesting. Will they put Sweeney down and put Constance in? They should. But then there's also Josh English there as well. Who's next retirement? Good question, Srinivas. Smith or Kohli? I dare say Smith will go next before Kohli. I would argue. Smith will go before Kohli. That's my thoughts. They may go at the same time. They both won't be going this series. I'm sure Smith wants to play the Ashes next year here in Australia. Kohli is still good enough. He scored a century only 2 test matches ago. I wouldn't be dropping him or letting him go. He's still got a lot more to give. I feel as Australia's lost some momentum with this draw. Absolutely. The way that Akashdeep fought back with his runs and the way that Jadeja was fantastic. Rahul was fantastic. Travis Head will play. Cummins will take all the rest to play. Travis Head. I don't think it depends on the injury that Travis Head actually has and how serious it is. I don't know. I can understand if Ashwin isn't bowling but Kohli hasn't made runs. What do you mean Kohli hasn't made runs, Arjun? He's got 100 not out in the second innings of the first test. whereas Balkans is in Yugoslavia. Thank you, Victor. If Green was available, I would have dropped Spud, March, and Marnus both at liability. Yeah, Cameron Green's not playing the whole series. He's out. So it's Ravichandran needs to drop himself and give a chance to Washington. Well, that's a great point. Washington, there's a lot of discussion about whether Ravichandran will actually select himself or drop himself. Could well happen. Pretty gutsy. He dropped himself down the order, didn't he? Who, as a captain, drops yourself from opener to the number 6 in the batting order? No one does that. But I think there is a bit of a problem there. I think Jaswal has looked really good, but he hasn't performed that well in the last couple of innings. You can't drop him, of course. But Rahul, outstanding. Jadeja, outstanding. Is cricket the most popular sport in Australia like India? It certainly would have to be right up there, along with, probably football and those codes in the winter. Lyon, Stark, Smith, Khawaja will retire in Australia. Lyon's interesting. I think he'll be happy to pass Ashwin now, but I don't know how much more will go. You're right. The weak links of Australian team are as open as Nathan Lyon. Nathan Lyon's not a weak link. You can't say that. But I want to know more about what has actually happened with Ashwin. He only got selected in the second test. Jadeja was preferred in front of him in this test, which he proved to be correct by way of a very good batting performance. But Ashwin is almost like the third choice. Now, he's probably been told that he won't be in the Melbourne and Sydney test, and if that's the case, well, there's no doubt about the fact that he probably feels a bit disillusioned and has decided to retire. But I didn't expect that at all. Expect to see a different Australian team when they're under pressure. Yes, when Australia's under pressure, they're going to be in real trouble. Now that it's 1-1, they should have technically won this match. Now they're going to have real problems because Melbourne and Sydney are not their favoured venues to win. And that means that India only has to win one of the last 2 tests, just one, and then they will go ahead and win the board, or at least retain the Border Gavaskar Trophy. Whispers that Khawaja and Lyon will retire after. No, I don't think so. There's no word about Khawaja's not going anywhere, and Lyon, I don't think is going. Smith should be the first to retire. I think, even though he got 100 this innings, he needs to go out on the top. I was with Jayanara Alam today. She's gone to training for the Sydney Cricket Club. Yeah, very impressive. We're talking about retirements here. Coley, Smith, Lyon, and all the bowlers. There'll be quite a few that won't go at the moment. Ashwin is a scapegoat of our batting fellows. In this, I think Ashwin has certainly been scapegoated very wrongly, because to me he's a great player, should be in there at all times. He's batting 6 test centuries. It's always a scratch your head moment when they leave him out, because they invariably need him the game after. And they put Jadeja in front of him. They had him didn't have him in the first test, had him in the second when they were beaten, dropped him effectively in the third. And yeah, he's been told something about not playing the last 2 games, and that means that he probably thought, well, that's enough. But to retire without actually playing, he wasn't playing in this match. To announce your retirement that way is a bit of a knee-jerk reaction or a shock. And it's sad because his fans back in India won't be able to say farewell. They will say farewell to him, but not quite the same way. And even in Australia, they didn't get a chance because he wasn't playing in the game. And one young Aussie batsman who can walk in easily to replace Smith or Head. No, definitely Constance, big time. Khawaja is finished in test. No, that's not true. Why are you so against Smith? He scored a century, but I still think he's leave. No, it's not about being against Smith. You leave when you're at your best. Shane Warne was at his best when he left. I think India's fight back's been evidenced by this game. They were up against it big time, and they got out of it. They got Australia 7 down, and they even had a slight chance of winning the match. Quite incredible. Quite incredible indeed. It's quite outstanding. What do you think will be the pitch in Melbourne? It'll be a low bouncing track that'll suit India down to the ground. It won't suit Australia. But there is that Scott Boland factor which will be significant. India played him a absolute green mamba in the World Test Championship final. They did against New Zealand. They did. Very true. Leave when you are at your peak. I agree. Dirty games of Kohli and Rowett forced Ash to retire. Marty John, yeah, there may have been some personality differences there, because his non-selection on a regular basis bewilders me. There's no doubt. Because every time he plays, he gets wickets. He's got 537 wickets. Phenomenal. Of course I'm coming to the Sydney Test. I'm in Sydney now. Mr. O'Sullivan. So I've been given a video from Debashis sent about Robert Sharma. He addressed. Have you seen Krishna's game in the nets? He is good too. Yeah. Well, he may be considered. It was mainly on Kohli and Shastri era. Yeah. Well, yeah, I think Kohli has a lot of influence with Galton Gumby. I could see that in the dressing room. Blessing in disguise. Now Boland can come and I think he will take. Because yeah, it could be. They could be lucky to have Boland playing. Actually, I would have to agree with that. Hurry, my payment is overdue. What's this? Okay. Ashwin is the scapegoat. I'm going to. Do I trust Scott Boland? Of course, manager. He's a good player. Pretty humble guy, actually. So yeah, Ashwin's departure is a shock, especially if it's all formats. The other aspect of it, he'll be a great commentator, by the way. He's got a great YouTube channel. How does South Africa manage to qualify for World Cup without playing Australia? Yeah, I don't know. It's a South Africa crap. I'm sorry, they're crap. If Australia play, Australia's going to annihilate them. India's going to beat them, annihilate them. South Africa's not worthy of being up there. I think New Zealand or England probably are on more worthy side. South Africa's just on the nose for me. I'm sorry. I agree. Are the people too hard on Smith? No, they're not too hard on Smith. He needs to go on the top. Marshall, we will replace him. No, Mitchell Marsh is okay. He's not the problem. 1-1. I tell you what, Melbourne. If India win that, that's it. They've retained the Border Gavaskar Trophy yet again. Impressive to come out here now. The last series, the previous series, they've won and retained the Border Gavaskar Trophy on a number of occasions now, and it's been more than 10 years since we've beaten them here. Now 1-1. Australia should have won that match. Rain affected it, but they should have won it. Then on the top of that, Melbourne, with the likes of Ajinkya Rahane, was their previous match as captain in place of, I think it was in place of Kohli. Do you think we will see a full midday match in Sydney? Great question. I mean, the stats are pretty bad. Australia's got a statistic where SCG's had 24 washout days, and then the next is Brisbane with 8. So that Brisbane's got 8. They had a washout pretty badly this game. But my God, 3 times worse is Sydney. So in Melbourne, and I'm expecting India to win in Melbourne, especially now that Hazelwood's not there, even though Boland's replaced him. If Travis Head's not around, oh my God. Hopefully we'll see Constance get a go. We probably will see Josh English come in, though, and he's worthy of a chance as well. BGT is more competitive than the Ashes, I would say so. Will he go to the Boxing Day match? I'm planning on it. Prediction for the Melbourne Test, any chance of showers? Not as much as Sydney. Sydney's more prevalent for showers. Melbourne's usually pretty good at that time of year, Christmas, Boxing Day. And I think that you'll see Melbourne Test will see India win. For what we're waiting for, they are not retiring gracefully. Yeah, it's interesting. Declaring after losing wickets was very weak. Yeah, I would agree. Hopefully India will bowl more cramped bounces to Travis Head like they did today and get him out clean sheet. But yeah, they probably worked that out finally, haven't they? Probably have worked it out. I reckon it's a fair call. All right, guys, I'm considering driving off now. I need to go and pick up Jane Alam. She's just finished her training for the Sydney Cricket Club. If Constance is opening, then McSweeney can drop 3 at Marsden Smith at 5. That's pretty. I like that. Should I shift Gabba Test after Christmas in their calendar? Well, next year, actually, at the same time as this Gabba Test, will be the Adelaide Test. Khawaja's worthy of keeping. Travis Head, I don't know how badly injured he is. There's no word at this point of how badly he's injured, so we'll wait and see. To be fair, this game should be given to say this is unfair. Well, it's not unfair. It's the way it goes. India had to fight through the follow-on, and they did, which was to their benefit. You got to take it out. Then they got 7 wickets, so come on, that's not a bad thing. You certainly can't knock India's performance. Australia was 7 for 80 on the second innings after scoring 400. It's pretty good. Australia was rather negative. I think so. DRS is worthy of keeping. Let's not get it. Is Boland better than Hazelwood with a red ball? In Melbourne, yes, I would agree with that. Travis Head provides X Factor. He certainly does. He's the difference yet again. Head's the difference in all the test matches, to be honest with you. That's why Australia won one and been kept in others. So Travis Head's become a bit of a important part of the Australian team, actually. Is Head playing in Melbourne? At this point, I don't know. I'm hearing that he's injured, but I think he still will play. 20 overs enough for India to go down. Well, it doesn't matter now. It's been a draw. 1-1 after three tests. How long is Melbourne boundary and how slow? Melbourne boundary seems longer symmetrically than the others, yes. It is a rather slow outfield too. You missed the shock announcement. Yeah, he might not be a happy chappy. He was only selected in the second test, not the first and third. Not good. Head has become a headache for India. That wants to, well, yeah, probably. Your favourite memory of Ashwin? He often played many tests where he got five plus wickets. He cleaned up a lot of tails, numerous attempts, especially in India. See, Nathan Lyon will go to Sri Lanka. He loves Sri Lanka. Don't forget Nathan Lyon's first test match, first ball, he got Sangakkara caught at first slip by Michael Clarke, and in fact took 5 wickets in his first innings in Gaul. How's the hell Mitch Marsh gets to play Auckland? No, he's a good player. Where are you in Sydney at Brisbane? I'm sitting at the moment, Salman Khan. All right, how are we going time-wise here? I'm waiting on a phone call. I'm not getting any phone calls here. Waiting for Rowett and Coley to go. Well, Coley's given up other formats, and so has, I think, Rowett, haven't they? They're both pretty keen on keeping their format ready to go. So, why am I not getting? Anyway, 106 tests, magnificent performance, indeed. Australian sports journalists are ruthless. They pretty much are. Am I coming to an next BGT? If I'm still here, yes. They missed Pujara. No, Pujara's gone. Did you get tickets for Boxing Day test? Yes. Do you think? And he misses Pujara. Well, he can't miss Pujara. He's had his time. Absolutely. All right, guys. Any other last questions before I head off? So, Ravichandran Ashwin, at 38 years of age, after 106 tests and some 537 wickets, has called it a day. After 6 test centuries and 14 50s, has called it a day. Rather abruptly, when he wasn't playing the third test, he only played the second. He didn't want the attention on himself, he said, which is quite good. Who was better, Kumble or Ashwin? That's a good question. Ashwin's, in my opinion, was better. Mate, who has been your favourite player from India over the time? I mean, Tendulkar, without a doubt. I love Sehwag. I didn't mind Ganguly either, and obviously Kohli. Khawaja is 38. Is he worth to be in the team? Well, I still think he is. If he wants to play, he missed out quite a few years where he wasn't selected. So yes, is it for after the series of resignation? Well, who knows? What does he thinks he'll go with a test draw? Fair frustrated, for sure. India are jubilant because they in a game where Australia probably thought they were going to win. Now that they've not won it, it's 1-1 and 2 test matches in Melbourne and Sydney. It's way in India's favour. All right, see you in Melbourne, Arjites Gargi. All right, any other questions, guys? I'm coming up to 25. Is Melbourne pitch new? Not the same as the last bit? Well, it's not. It's obviously newer. It's certainly going to be low bouncing as it normally is. Bowlers will have some fun there. Scott Bowler will have some fun. Bumrah will have some fun. Siraj will. Akash Deep, my God, he's certainly proven himself, not just as a batter, but as a bowler. And I love Reddy. Reddy's been fantastic. All right. Any other questions, guys? Khawaja has last 2 tests after retirement. No, I don't. We'll see. Let's see. Onka Singh, I'm not sure. No other questions, guys? I might just. I think Australia were trying to win the test. Of course they were. There's my hat. Eyes on cricket. There we go. You like that? All right, guys. McSweeney's done enough to impress. Well, to keep his position, probably, yes. Superb. Okay. All right, guys. We're just going to so you can put that there, and you can see me. Okay, so do you think Boland will... of course Boland's in. Boland's definitely in. Absolutely he's in. We're going to drive off now. We're going to drive off to the ground I'm going to is actually called Drummoyne Oval. Drummoyne Oval. Now Drummoyne Oval is a ground under the Sydney Cricket Club. We'll just see if we can find out where that is from here. We'll probably go down there for a bit of luck. Alright, so I'm going to be careful when driving on Sydney roads not to get too much in trouble there. So, alright, we'll drive to the ground, shall we? It's 25 degrees here, it's 24 degrees actually. Let's stop here, let's see. Oh geez, I'm bouncing. Where are we going? We're going to be going to... Let's see if we can work our way out of here. I'm not sure where we are. I think we can sort out of here, guys. Give me 1 second. Okay. Wellington. There we go. Just the lights there too, so that's good. Alright, so a bit of punch still. He has a bit of punch. Ravichandran has a bit of punch left. No doubt about that at all. He needs to. He deserved a better finish. He deserved to be able to finish in India and Chennai. And they probably gave him the word that he won't be playing any more matches this series. And I listened to the Foo Fighters yesterday. The fact is, he's probably been told that he won't be playing any more matches in his Test series, and therefore didn't like that. I mean, the fact is, he was chosen for the second Test, not the first. Washington Sundar was in the first, Ashwin was the second, and then third, Jadeja. And fourth would have been at the MCG. You would think he would have been in those 2 Tests. But someone may have given him the word and said, well, we're not going to select you. We're going to put Jadeja and Reddy in, and that would have pissed him off or upset him, and then he would have probably thought, right, I'll retire. Unfortunate way of being told to leave. I should have given him the decency to do that maybe in India before this Test series, perhaps. Who is your team in the BBL? Well, I'm a Sixers or Thunder player because I'm Sydney, but I'm not really a fan of either of them, to be honest with you. But if I'm going to pick a team, probably Sixers. I'm more Sixers than Thunder, but both Sydney Sixers and Sydney Thunder. Yeah. So where I'm going now, I'm going to Drummoyne Oval, which is the home of the Sydney Cricket Club. And I pick up Jane R. Ullum, who hopefully is finished by now. She started at about 4:30, and it's now some almost 3 hours later. I hope that she's finished by now because it's getting late. When are you next in Harris Park? I could be in Harris Park right now in a minute if we don't watch it. Let's connect us. We'll probably be there. I was only there the other day. I'll probably be there again in a matter of certainly tomorrow. I'm going to be driving west from Drummoyne on my way to an area near Blacktown where I'm going today. So, yeah. What is your cricket club? I'm involved with the Sydney Cricket, it's the old Balmain, but I'm more of a Ravichandran guy because I live in Coogee. But yeah, that's my team. I mean, that's the domestic. Used to be the president of the Brisbane Saints Cricket Club in Brisbane, but that was a few years ago. Yeah, but I'm in retirement. I play a bit of cricket for the SCG 11, 107 matches. I played one more match for the SCG 11 than Ravichandran Ashwin played for India. He played 106 matches, Test matches that is, for his country in Test format, and I played 107. So I retired too, sort of. Yeah. There's a New Zealand New Zealand series. I was meant to go in March, but I'm not going there. So anyway, yeah, I kind of feel for Ravichandran. I think he could have played more. he's now, well, it looks like Nathan Lyon will go past him, and that's not really worthy. I think Ravichandran Ashwin is probably a better rated player, I'd say. Now, the other question is, well, he's 38. Not that that's necessarily old for a spinner, but he probably thought he's had enough. Right, batsman or bowler. I did bat more upper order, and I did wicket keep at one stage, but I trundled a little bit. I bowled a bit of slow medium now, but yeah, not anymore. I'm now 60, so I'm past all that, I think, unfortunately. Yeah, so I'm on my way to Drummoyne Oval now. I'm not very far. It's got to turn left onto Lyons Road, and I'll be there within only a minute or so. I'm assuming that the training is over now. It should be. It's almost 7:30. You'd hope that it would be. There's red light. Oh, Jesus, I was lucky. Almost went through a red light there. That would not have been good. Yeah, you can see that still blue skies. It's a bit of cloud, but it's 7:22 p.m. The sun will set in about another half an hour or so. Did you play with any of the Aussie greats? Well, a lot of cricketers I played with at grade level, yeah. So Tim, news about his groin injury. I think if it's a groin injury, he'll play. Any updates on Travis Head? No, well, everybody's talking about Travis Head. We've had no updates that I'm aware of about Travis Head at all. So, yeah, we'll have to wait and see about that one. No word at all. I'd say he'll play. And if he doesn't play, wow, that's a huge blow for Australia in the current format. That means Sam Constance will get a go. That's a plus. I'd have to say it's a massive plus because he's a really good bat. So that'd be good to see him play. Or Josh English is another one they might consider. Might consider one or the other. Or both. Smith got a century, so he's safe. Labuschagne got that pathetic 60 odd the other day. He's safe. Kawaja hasn't scored runs, but he's by far the safest out of the lot, I'd have to say. Now I'm turning into Cumtro Street, which is where Drummoyne, off Lyons Road, is what Drummoyne is. This is a cricket ground of some note. Lovely sea location. And Sam Constance is not a reserve at this point at all. He's not in the squad. Josh English is the reserve in the squad at the moment. They may reselect for the last two matches, especially if Head and Hazelwood go. Well, Boland's certain to replace Head. We know that. Here I am. I'm just turning up. All right, guys, I'll say goodbye to you all. Eyes on Cricket with Norman Kosnick. See you soon.